The No Fate channel, checking in. And today, together, we are gonna see if this Raby 5-tier garage shelving unit made out of steel is actually gonna be able to hold up the 2,000 pounds that it claims. Now, if this is your first time to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. On this Dad's Home Gym series, I usually review a piece of home gym equipment on every episode. But today, we are gonna be reviewing this Amazon budget steel shelving unit. Why? Because with any home gym, space over the long period of time ends up being the biggest factor, the biggest issue, the biggest problem with anyone's home gym, because when you're first starting out, space isn't an issue. It's usually money and equipment. And then over time, it ends up being that you don't have enough space to fit all of the equipment and accessories that you want. And things get cluttered, things get messy, and it does hinder your workout experience. And I have just a ton of extra equipment that needs to be stored, and ideally get it off the floor and build up, because that's one of the best ways to save space, is to build as tall as possible and use all of the available volume and height that you have in your home gym. Now, usually when I get any type of shelving, I like to get the tallest shelving I can. Why? Because as I mentioned, you want to build up almost all the way to the ceiling if possible. Unfortunately, there's a couple spots in this specific home gym that have lower ceilings, and they actually have ductwork that really limits the height. So this actually ended up being a perfect purchase for me, or at least it seemed at face value. Some of the facts: comes in at $90 before tax off of Amazon, and that is shipped. Weighs 46 pounds total. It has a number of awesome reviews on Amazon, which we know can tend to be fugazi, can be faked over time. I will say it is, I think 36 inches wide, 63 inches high, and 18 inches deep. And unlike a lot of other garage storing units that tend to be taller, wider, and deeper, this is actually ideal, because if I'm storing kettlebells and weights on my storage shelf, I don't want to actually have a deeper shelf. Reason being is I would have to reach all the way into the shelf to pull out that weight, and it can be difficult, cumbersome. I am a firm believer that a well laid out and well organized home gym is conducive to not only an effective lifting experience, but more importantly, a fun lifting experience. Because it's not about having the best equipment or the most equipment in your home gym. It's about making sure that you're having fun and that you want to come lift in your home gym. We know so many people with tons of home gym equipment that's just holding up laundry, or it just never gets used and it's just dusty. And it's about putting your equipment to work and making sure that you're having fun with the stuff that you have purchased for your home gym. Now, as far as home gym storage, there's a ton of home gym storage on your local home gym retailers: Rogue, Titan, Rep, Fitness, all the rest. And unfortunately, when you look at it, a lot of it, frankly, is super expensive. And even more so, some of it just doesn't seem to make sense. It doesn't seem to take up full advantage of all the height you might have at your home gym, or it might not necessarily align with the specific equipment that you have in your home gym. That's the reason I really went with this, is because it is just a blank shelving unit. It's fairly conducive to allowing me to put different types of equipment on here, and the cost just couldn't be beat at $90. So let's pop this open, assemble it, put on a ton of weight on this thing, and see if it crumbles under the weight of all my kettlebells. And it is finally assembled. And we're gonna see if you can turn a hoe into a housewife. We're gonna see if we can convert this metal garage shelving into a home gym shelving to basically hold a whole bunch of kettlebells and a whole bunch of weight. Supposedly this is rated for 2,000 pounds. And it is fairly steady. With nothing on it, it's fairly steady. The floor itself is not 100% even, but it's fairly steady given the price value. But 2,000 pounds total, that equals 400 pounds per shelf. So let's get started. 40 pounds. 95 pounds. 135 pounds. I'm not even at the halfway mark, and I'm hearing some creaking along the middle. 170 pounds. Again, still not at the halfway mark. 190 pounds. Still not at the halfway mark. 210 pounds. Just over the halfway mark, and we're seeing some dip, some bow right here in the middle, obviously. Okay, we are not even at 400 pounds. I don't have really much room to add any more, but I don't know if you can hear the buckling. You can hear that the middle is really sagging. You can hear the buckling of the metal. Now, what I believe to be true is if you got up to 400 pounds, what's going to happen is this isn't necessarily going to break. I think that it would support, but it's going to dip, bow enough in the middle that it's actually not going to sit along the edge, which is what's holding it up. It's not going to be able to sit along the edge. That bow in the middle is going to cause the sides to pull in, and that's going to actually fall, or I should say slip, all the way through. As it is, if we were to leave this on here, I got a feeling that that metal, as it stands, is going to be permanently deformed very, very quickly, if not already, with, again, less than that 400 pounds. So clearly, this is probably not a good alternative to or for a home gym unless you've got very limited stuff you want to put on here. If you were thinking like a pair of 30s in terms of dumbbells, maybe even a 45-pound plate where the weight is spread out over really the metal supports that are holding it up, that might do the trick, but not necessarily ideal for your home gym environment if you have dumbbells or kettlebells and a lot of them like I do. Again, if you needed just something to save space and you have a few of these things, this might get the job done. One of the nice things that I did like about this is that the shelvings, in terms of where you put the shelves, can be changed. So you don't actually even have to use the one on the bottom. You don't even have to use all 5. So if you did have super heavy stuff, you could put it underneath, basically, not use the bottom shelf at all, and just put it underneath so that the heavy stuff was sitting on the floor, and then you still had shelving unit to put a lot of, your belt and a couple other accessories, even maybe a weighted vest on top of here. Not a bad shelving unit for $90. Obviously, it's made for your garage environment and not going to have super heavy kettlebells in your garage environment. Even if you had a few heavy bags of dirt or fertilizer, you could spread that out a lot better than these kettlebells or even a dumbbell would be. One of the nice things about this shelf is that it does come with everything you need. It comes with like a pair of white gloves so you don't scratch up your hands. It even comes with this rubber mallet in order to bang down the shelves, and it comes with extra feet. Now these little feet things kind of go on the top and the bottom, basically preventing the floor from getting scratched up. And what's nice about these extra feet is that if you decided not to have a full height garage shelf and you actually wanted to make 2 shelves rather than one tall when you wanted to make 2, you absolutely can with the accessories. So I think we've 100% proved you really can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Hoes don't act right. But overall, this garage shelf is good if you want a shelf for your garage or if you want a shelf for your home gym that's not going to be holding a ton of weight. One of the nice things that you can see how this is actually reinforced, it's actually the plating on the top is super thin and very, very cheap. But what they do on the bottom to actually create extra support along the middle so that you don't get the bowing, unless you're going to get over 200 pounds, is that you get these 2 ribs all the way down the middle. And that actually does keep this relatively sturdy unless you actually wanted to test that 2,000 pound limit. Does this shelving unit sit on a throne of lies? Absolutely. This is not going to hold 2,000 pounds. I mean, would it? I mean, mathematically against the weight bearing, yeah, maybe it holds 2,000 pounds. But if you put 400 pounds on each one of these shelves, man, you're just a recipe for disaster, because that eventually that weight is going to push through. The slides are going to slip, the sides are going to slip, and they're going to come crashing down on top of each other. I think they just put that 2,000 pound weight limit knowing that people are not going to be able to actually fit 400 pounds of weight on each one of these shelves. Overall, I hope you guys found this informative. I don't have necessarily the solution. This kind of disproved the theory that this would make a good home gym shelving unit for those of you that are looking to store dumbbells and kettlebells and maybe even plates, stuff that's heavy. So I don't have a solution for you, but hopefully in a future video, if you are interested, comment below that you want to see some solutions for home gym space savings, and I'll do my best to get my hands on what I hope to be a better alternative to this disaster in the making. If you came this far in the video, please help me out. Do me a huge favor. Give this video a like, hit the subscribe button, and check out the Amazon affiliate link. It does help out the channel. How does it work? You click on the affiliate link, you buy whatever you want to buy at Amazon. It doesn't cost you anything, and then it takes a little bit of money out of Jeff Bezos's pockets and puts it into mine. Rest assured, he's not going to miss it. If you came this far in the video, as usual, thank you for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back. This channel is dedicated to my life as a father of 2 wonderful children, and it centers around health, fitness, and all of the tricks and tribulations that I go through to try to be a great parent to my children and still accomplish my own personal goals.